only on the zone. August 16th, Moses Atauma, the next heavyweight superstar, faces his greatest challenge, Dillian Whyte, back to remind the world he's not done yet. Atauma versus Whyte. Click the link in the description.
Hrgovic defeats David Adeleye on a 10-round unanimous decision. A lot of people felt that this fight could be one of the fights of the night, and it definitely delivered. Now, when you look at the scorecards, you will see you'll see one of 98 to 91, and I think you'll see two of 99 to 90 thereabouts. There's a 10-8 round in there for a knockdown. That doesn't tell the whole story. I concur with the 99 scorecard. I think you could maybe give him one round, David Adeleye, but again, it doesn't really tell a full reflection of this fight and how good it was. Adeleye will have learned a lot in there. He'll definitely be sore in the morning from the shots he took, certainly, but he definitely has a lot to be proud of following on from this performance. So from the first bell, it was immediately apparent that Filip Hrgovic was nowhere near as fast as David Adeleye. Adeleye had significantly faster hands, significantly faster everything, really. I was able to catch Filip Hrgovic coming in very upright, no head movement whatsoever, caught him with a couple of jabs, couple of left hooks in the first round, but it was apparent that Filip Hrgovic was just the bigger, stronger, physically stronger of the two. There might not be that much difference in weight, but Hrgovic was just physically much stronger. He was able to overpower David Adeleye at times in there, push him back up to the ropes, and the first round kind of told the whole story of how this fight was going to go. Essentially, David Adeleye was just looking to counter off the ropes, but he was just consistently getting pushed back to the ropes, couldn't really get anything done, was trying to counter off the ropes, but he was a little bit too slow and a little bit too hesitant with some of those shots. Much the same with the second round, although saying that, Adeleye was able to catch Filip Hrgovic a little bit more. I think it was either round 2 or round number 3, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was round 3, because Filip Hrgovic was really bossing that round. He was really doing well. He was catching David Adeleye with a lot of shots, and Adeleye basically threw there was a jab actually when he was backed up against the ropes, very fast, powerful jab. And again, a recurrent problem with Filip Hrgovic, he cuts very easy. And once this cut happened, I actually thought Hrgovic needed to go for broke, because it was above the eye, it was very deep, and it was bleeding profusely. So you were looking at it in round number 3 and you were thinking, it doesn't look good. When he got back to the corner and you saw it, you were like, oh, that's not good. He needs to get that, he needs to get Adeleye out of there, because I was looking at it thinking, certainly they're not going to be able to stem the flow of that cut. And you're really they'll probably give you a round, maybe 2, but if it persists and it keeps bleeding, you're in trouble in there. They're going to stop that fight. And as I say that, the referee immediately when round number 4 started called the ringside doctor over, and ringside doctor had a look. You can kind of tell he wasn't that worried about it, and it didn't really bleed in round number 4 until Filip Hrgovic near the back end of the round got caught with a left hook. And don't really think it hurt him that much, but it landed right on the eye, and then the blood started flowing again. But after that, Abel Sanchez, credit to him. If Hrgovic had any doubts that going to Abel Sanchez was the right move, that cut is it. It barely opened again after round number 4 for the fight. Maybe it opened once briefly, but he really was able to get a hold of that cut and control it so well. Really well. And Hrgovic got caught in there. It's not like Hrgovic turned into Pernell Whitaker after that and just never gave Adeleye a chance to land. He got hit plenty in there. But Abel Sanchez did a magnificent job on, stopping the cut, isolating it, and just gone. So it was very, very good work from Abel Sanchez. Credit to him in the corner. A cut man, it pays, and obviously he's the trainer as well, but it pays to have a good cut man. Joe Sousa, he's dead now, RIP. He was the cut man for Arturo Gatti. How many times did he save his career? So that was that. Then it kind of got more. Hrgovic really after round 4 just really started taking over and really dominating. And you could see the speed was coming out of the shots of David Adeleye. He was getting tired. He wasn't even the knock. He was hurt in there, yes, right? I'd be lying if I said he wasn't hurt. But he was never. You never got the impression he was in mega trouble even when he was dropped. Okay? Because he wasn't taking devastatingly concussive shots. He was taking consistent shots, but they were really arm punches. I'm sure they hurt. I'm sure they didn't tickle. I'm sure they had weight on him, but they weren't. It wasn't like a Deontay Wilder right hand or a Zhilei Zhang right hook or left hand. Sort of way. It wasn't like that where it's just like boom, it's over. These were just consistently hard, and Adeleye was taking too much of them. Adam Booth gave Adeleye the riot act. I think it was after round 6 or round 7. And I think it was actually, we're going into round 7, he gave him the riot act to let the hands go a bit more. And he did. Didn't really change things too much until round number 8, which is a round where Hrgovic really stood on the gas, landed a big right hand, and it stunned Adeleye. He defiantly let a roar, like, you're not hurting me. And then he went in and got dropped. As he got up, you could tell that he was in a little bit of trouble. You thought the right was on the wall. You were actually thinking maybe would Adam Booth, I hope I didn't say Adam Smith there, but maybe Adam Booth, maybe is he looking on the apron with a towel? Is he thinking of throwing it in? Well, this is where David Adeleye, if you had any doubt of his resolve, if you had any doubt of his heart, proved everyone otherwise. Because he started firing back with fast hooks, and he did appear to stun Filip Hrgovic to the point where it reminded me a bit of Castillo versus, I can't think of his name now. God, Diego something. I can't think of his name. His name escapes me. But you know the fight I'm talking about, where he was dropped a couple of times in the round, and then he goes on to overwhelm Jose Luis Castillo, and it was kind of like that, where you were looking at these big, powerful shots from Adeleye going in. You were like, oh my God, he's going to get stopped. He's going to get stopped on his feet. He didn't. Hrgovic recovered, and he never really seemed like, he was stunned from the first left hook, but he never really seemed like really hurt. He's got a whopper chin, Philip. He really does. Really does. An excellent chin. I was able to survive that. Needless to say, round 9 was a little bit more timid, to say the least. Round 10, I felt that Adeleye got hurt near the very end of the round, but by then it was, and even then he kept fighting. And when you actually see a close up from round 9 into round 10, Hrgovic cut on the lip, cut was kind of opened a little bit again. Adelaye's face didn't look too bad. So again, although Adeleye was soundly beaten, he gave as good as he got in there. He really truly did. Phenomenal fight. Credit to both guys. Hrgovic moves on. Adeleye will learn a lot from this. Duke McKenzie finally has an L because he picked Adeleye to win this fight by stoppage late. He almost did now. He almost did. But credit to both guys. Enjoyed it. Once this goes up, I will probably already be gone live. So I hope to see you all there. Until next time. Peace.